products that we can offer here. So
Yes.
now what else do we have?
Well, there's something really, really popular right now because, again, of the guarantees. So many people are using annuities really for interest income in competing with CDs. And so, the people who have their money in CDs are getting yields on that, and they've got to wait a period of time before those CDs mature. And but annuities work in the same way, and there's some distinct advantages that annuities have in comparison to CDs. And again, I'll come back and ask Scott to go through that a little bit. But one of the things I'd like to talk about are the multi-year guaranteed annuities. People today can get a guaranteed annuity that will pay an interest rate for a period of time. So you can actually purchase an annuity, put a sum of money in an annuity that will go from 1 year, 3 years, all the way up to 10 years, and they will guarantee a certain amount of interest for a period of time. Some of them will guarantee a percent for 4 years each year, where that person then can take that interest income out on an annual basis. At the end of the period of time, they've got their principal again, and they can do with whatever they want. So if someone wants a 4-year guaranteed annuity, you want to look at the company, the financial strength of those companies, and make certain that the company's been in business a while. They've got the good best ratings, Standard & Poor's, Moody's ratings, and then at the end of that period of time, their principal comes to them and they can do with it, again, whatever they wish to do. There are additional kinds of annuities. Indexed annuities is another, I personally think is a wonderful annuity if it fits. And the way these annuities work is the same way that you have a sum of money you put into an indexed annuity, and they will go from 3 years all the way to 12 or even 14 years. During that period of time, these annuities are guaranteed. I don't know anybody that's ever lost any money in these because it allows the best of both worlds. When you think about banks, traditionally you think of safety, that you can buy, the CDs and your money is going to be there. So you're going to get lower yields. When you think of the stock market, you think of higher yields. With the way the market goes, you can get higher rates of return. And one of the problems with that is, as we've seen over the last few years, when the market's down, you tend to lose value in your principal. But with indexed annuities, it allows the best of both worlds. You can actually receive higher returns if the market's up, and a guarantee that when the market's down, you will not lose one penny. And so Scott and I both, being boomers, and as I say, are really interested in preservation, we like this as a part of your portfolio because it will guarantee that you will not lose money, and you can get higher yields when the market is up. And the other one of the things you have to understand is each one of these annuities have surrender periods. So if you want to access your money during the surrender period, if it's 3 years or if you take a 10-year or a longer one, which we tend not to advocate, we like working with the smaller, shorter years, you have a surrender period that you would have to pay 3%, 4%, whatever it is, whatever year it is, you would have to pay a penalty to take that money lump sum.
So they're meant to save. They're secure.
Yes. Annuities are long-term investments in most cases. And the government, as Scott mentioned earlier, there are actually currently two bills before Congress that will, if passed, will allow people to take tax-free income from those annuities up to $10,000 a year. In one bill it's $10,000 and the other bill it's $5,000. But the government is looking at annuities right now as a real means for retirement. over 50% of the labor force has no retirement program, no pensions, and we're seeing today many companies are freezing their 401ks, and so there are fewer and fewer people that have a retirement program, and the government is fearful of what's about to happen. So they really see that annuities can play a real vital role for a person. And so again, one of the things that we're interested in is right now preservation, and that's why we are such advocates that annuities should be looked at as a vehicle for retirement funds.
Sounds valid to me. Huh?
Sounds good to me too. Okay, where do we want to go next?
Well, I
All right,
mentioned
I'm gonna